What's up, guys? This week I'm going to be working on the intercooler, and what I have here is, this should be in frame because that GoPro I think can see that far, but this is a CSF core. The part number is 8040. It's a 1300 horsepower air-to-air core. It's 6 inches wide, 12 inches tall, and 18 inches long. And right here I have some 1/8 inch thick in-tank little kit from KLM Fabricating. I was going to make these myself, but for the price that they sell these for, man, couldn't beat it. And what a time saver too, because I don't have a brake that's big enough to be able to bend that 1/8 inch. So it just seemed like a no-brainer to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack these together a couple spots just so they don't fall apart like they just did, and then I'm going to tack them to the core. And I've got to decide if my inlet and outlet are going to go on the ends, or if I'm going to backdoor them on the sides, on the rear, which I think is what I want to do, but I have to see if it's going to fit in these little gaps next to the radiator and the radiator support upright. So if I can backdoor and have the inlet here and the outlet here, that would be awesome for packaging and piping and stuff. But I'm just not sure yet, so I gotta tack these tanks on there and see where they're gonna land on the car, and because I want to keep it centered and everything. And then worst case, you know, they gotta go on the ends, and I'll have to loop around those uprights on the radiator support. It's not a huge deal. I just think it would be cooler if I could backdoor it, be a little tighter fitting and less piping. So I'm gonna tack these. I'll check in with you guys in a few. I'm going to tack these on the cooler, or on the core, really small little tacks, because I don't want them on the core when I cut my hole for my inlet and outlet. I got it strapped on there, you guys. I kind of have to stop here today because I want to use these. I got a few of these Vibrant 4-inch Vangeon clamps, and I don't really know. I want this to be like here, right? So I ordered one of those Fabricating donuts. I don't know if you guys seen those, but they're like super tight radius donuts that you can cut, and I should be able to like make this work on both sides, kind of, or backdoor, do the backdoor style, and you know, have them like facing whatever. I gotta kind of get it over here because I don't want the clamp to hit the radiator. So anyway, I'm a little short on material to do that, so I ordered one of those donut things, and I ordered a mount from Parker Speed to mount the intercooler, one of his weld-on ones. So I'm going to pause on that for now. It does look good though. And I've got to see what is in this box. I think it's like my dump tube material and some knickknacks. So let me cut into that, see what it is. Alright, I just dumped that box out. It was a humongous box for what was in there. Probably to keep this from being destroyed. This is just a banner I got. It's a Moroso banner. They were giving them away for the dealers, so I got one of those to hang on the wall. But basically, here's Ron Burgundy parts, my dump tube and my other Vangeon that I need. This stuff's just for the shop to keep on the shelves, and some catalogs. It's just a little easier than trying to find stuff through like on my phone, so I like the catalogs. That's for 2 different jobs I got going on, and then it's just some 30 amp relay circuit, little doodads that you can fasten onto stuff. But anyway, that doesn't have much to do with Ron Burgundy. But I got that dump tube. That's I can't remember the brand on it. It was the only one I could find in stock that was 2-inch and stainless. And it's well, you know, it's a U-bend, so that's what I needed to be able to build that how I wanted it. So let's just do that. I'm gonna build that dump tube right now. I think what I want to do is probably just go straight down, maybe back a little bit, like 120 degree, like so it's dumping under the bottom of the frame, kind of, because I don't want to burn the rack and pinion boot. So let's try that out, see what we get. I think if I cut that excuse me, straight right there, I'll be able to get that angle back that I'm looking for to fall under the frame rail in the front. So I'm going to chop that maybe a little on the other side of this, just so I have some to fall back on if it's too much, and see how it fits. That's pretty good. I think I need to pinch the end of this in the vise because it's kind of oval. It doesn't fit the V-band or the flange for the wastegate very good. And then once I do that, I'm probably just going to weld it and then spin it wherever I think it's going to look the best or work the best. But that's pretty good. It's one cut and it's right where I wanted it to be. Kind of just guessing, so. Here's the final product of the dump tube. have some maneuverability, obviously, because it's a swivel V-band here and here, so I can kind of get it dialed in. But this is just a initial clamp down and checking it out. That should work really good though on the to avoid the rack boot, unless I'm turning full to the right, which would not be good if the wastegate's open. So I think we got that's a winner right there. Good to go. Alright, you guys just saw that dump tube. It's a couple days later. I got that 4-inch donut for the intercooler in tanks. However, I don't know that I'm going to use it now because I decided to flip the intercooler, and I got that Parker Speed mount on there. So the intercooler, the in tanks, like the wider part of them, is at the top now, and I can pretty easily do that back door style setup that I was talking about, where the clamp will be right here now, a little higher up on both sides. And it's also going to be a nice shot right into the intercooler for the turbo side too, so that came out awesome. I think I might use part of the donut on this side, but this side should be pretty slick. I just need like one miter cut, you know, piece of pie, 4-inch, and then the Vangin, and then I can build it up to the throttle body. But I'm not gonna do all that right now in this episode, so I'm gonna go over what we have been doing the last few days. I made this list just to try to keep me on track here, see how many items I had, and I tried to break it down into like an item count per day to get done by, you know, the end of this month kind of, or first week in May. And where I started was with the seat harnesses. So I got those all done on both sides. Buckles are all in, the eyelets are done. I got the 1/2-inch grade 10 bolts everywhere. I got the radiator hoses done. These are -16 AN. They're vibrant hose and hose ends, top and bottom. It's kind of hard to see that one down there. Let me see if I can. Pretty slick off of that Messier electric pump. I do have like no clearance on this V-band clamp to the fitting. I can swivel it a little bit down and tighten it, and I'll have a little gap there. I'm not too worried about it yet. We'll just have to see how the hose reacts to the heat. I might maybe put like a DEI heat wrap sleeve on that upper hose or something, just to keep it cool, or give it not cool, but give it a little barrier, heat barrier from that hot side pipe. Also ended up, instead of trying to make a catch can, there was 2 of these or something left in stock, and I ended up just buying one. It's a Moroso catch can with 16 orb fittings. It's kind of cool. It's got little baffles in there, and the top half is full of like steel wool or something. I did have to make these mounts for it. That's in there nice and sturdy. I thought about putting it up here, but the brackets would have been really wonky and weird, so I also want to try to keep weight back. So with it on an angle like this, it clears the tire, full steering range, and with only like 1 inch of up travel on my wheel end, there's no chance for the A-arm to hit the bottom of that, even though it looks pretty close. So we're all set there. Got the coil pack kind of mounted with some ICT brackets, and then I also welded those Joe's 1 5/8 bar clamps on there for this side, for the driver's side bank. Passenger side bank coils I ended up putting on the heater delete panel. Same bracket from ICT on that. ICT makes a 30-inch sub harness extension type thing for these coils. Well, any GM LS coil, they all have the same connector, but that will allow me to connect it to the Holley harness on the valve cover from here and have a nice routing to get there without it getting, you know, all over the piping and stuff. I'm also not too concerned with heat right here. Maybe I should be, maybe I'll find out that I need to be, but my thought was with them here, I think they're even further than they would be if they were on the valve cover, so, which I've run before with these type of headers and it was okay. So I think we're going to be okay right here. There's a couple inches. We're going to have lots of airflow through the grill and stuff, so it should be good. Moroso coolant overflow bottle. I got to get a little hose barb fitting for the bottom to come up here and tie into the radiator neck, and then that will be all done. For the throttle cable, I ended up just getting a Summit Racing brand braided adjustable cable. It was like a 36-inch kit. I did have to cut it back quite a bit, and I just didn't need all that length, but the pedal feels good, and I've got some adjustment here, as well as the slotted adjustment on the bracket, the Motion Raceworks bracket for the Edelbrock ProFlow. So that's all cool. I got that, the pedal, I got working pedals now. I did the push rod for the Brake Master, so I got 2 working pedals now, which is sweet. I did some fender braces up here just to try to stiffen up the body panels on the front, because when I cut all the weight out of these, they're just floppy. So now they're still pretty light. You can tell that they're kind of dancing around, but it's way better now with that brace on the bottom. And I still don't have all the hardware in on the nose either, so it's going to stiffen it up quite a bit. What else have I got here? Oh, I got my parachute handle in. I actually did that last night at like midnight. Ended up putting it right here. Let me get a light so you guys can see. There we go, that's better. Look at all that color on that roof. That headliner, I forget sometimes. So here's my parachute handle. Pretty simple. I just welded a little all-star tab up there, and I got the cable clamp, and I just throw it forward to deploy the chute. Pretty straight shot with the cable. I just shot it through that Scott Rod Fab rear seat delete. Comes through here, through the trunk, next to the license plate. And out here, we got the cable end. Practical, easy, simple, love it. Done. Check it off the list, man. Let's see, what else I've got on here? I got a couple things to show you guys underneath. I got the drive shaft loop done, a starter on there. Oh, I did the ICT. This is an ICT front motor plate, if you guys remember back in a couple episodes when I put it in. You can buy, ICT makes the brackets to bolt to the block to kind of give it some more strength on this side versus just having the water pump bolts. So I did that. Gives you 2 more points of fastening. On this side, I'll have 2 more right here for when I do the alternator mount. So that'll be all tied in really nice and strong. Stiffen it right up so there's no deflection. So also, if you guys remember, I was talking about a travel limiter for the engine for like fore and aft movement, because the engine plates will flex, right? That direction, not this way, but this way. So I made my own engine limiter, and I just used some 3/8 rod end, Heim joints, and an LSX Innovation engine mount plate. And it's just in there neutral, there's not any preload on it or anything, and I just did the one side. I don't really see the point of doing 2 on this. So yeah, we're good there. Here's my travel limiter in. Saved a few bucks. Let's see. Coolant overflow, I already went over that. So, last thing I can show you is the drive shaft loop, which is pretty cool. I made it removable. And my battery shut off. I was gonna mount this in the trunk. I think that's traditionally where people mount them, but I didn't want to poke holes through my lights or my trunk lid and the back here. Like, I don't even know how you'd get the trunk lid off. And I don't think you can really, it would have been a weird hole to go here because it's such a flat kind of panel. So I did it down here, and the relay, or whatever you want to call it, the big shutoff switch is down here. It's kind of hard to see, sorry guys. But it's just a Summit Racing brand battery shut up, push-pull style shutoff switch. So that's off, and that's on. And I'll just have to drop my cables through the trunk, which is fine because I think I was going to run them along the bottom of the 25.5 roll cage bars and under the floor anyways, to get them up into the engine bay, and do a little pass-through stud type thing in the floor for my relays and stuff inside the car. So let me lift it up, I'll show you my drive shaft loop, and I will let you guys go. Here's my loop. I made it removable. It slips in to the trans cross member right here, and then back here I have a sleeve over type design with two fasteners, and so I can take those fasteners out and slide the sleeve back here, and that whole loop little setup will drop out of there. And it's 1/4 inch steel, full encapsulation within 6 inches of the joint is the rules, and that's what I did. Here's a better look at that battery shut off. I got three nutsert guys up in the trunk floor holding that in there. I got my starter on, just a Reman starter, lifetime warranty. And also I can show you the I just did these little kickoffs of the radiator here to kind of brace the bottom of the intercooler. They don't really support any weight. That's what that Parker speed mount is for up top. It's just to kind of steady everything up. So that's it. I'm going to have some more intercooler progress next time. Maybe get those tubes built in the next episode, and then it's really going to be down to like some wiring, some final welding, brake lines. I don't know, that list was pretty long, you guys saw that, so I got some work ahead of me, but we're chugging along. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you next time.